Welcome to the Martian Sleep Podcast. Take a moment to get comfortable, adjust your pillows, and allow the noise of the day to gently drift away. In a moment, tonight's story will begin somewhere quiet in the universe. You don't need to follow every word. Simply listen if you like, or let the story fade softly into the background as sleep finds you. The story lasts about 10 minutes, followed by a longer soundscape to keep the night calm as you rest. Tonight's story is narrated by Mira, Caelum. And now, whenever you're ready, we begin.
You arrive with an easy kind of timing, as if the evening has been waiting for you in a calm and friendly way. The urban Martian city is near, yet never loud, and the light that lives here has a soft, muted quality, a gentle glow that rests on curved roofs and smooth walls. A nearby lane, shaped in a wide arc, holds quiet footpaths and slow-moving doors that slide with a low, polite hush. Farther out, low towers rise in rounded forms like patient stones warmed by many dusks. Ahead, an alien house welcomes you without any need for ceremony. Its outer shell is pale and matte, almost like sea glass, and its edges are kind to the eye, never sharp. A narrow lift, wide enough for comfort, carries you upward in a steady, unhurried way. No jolts, no rush, only the mild sense of rising, as if you're being guided toward a calmer layer of air. At the top, the rooftop opens like a quiet terrace. The surface is smooth and warm from the day, yet already cooling in a soothing way. A low rim curves around the edge, not a fence, more like a gentle boundary that lets you feel safe while still letting the wide sky feel close. A few lanterns sit in shallow niches along the wall, their light dim and amber, barely more than a suggestion. And above it all, the sky begins to show what it has been holding, a deep field of night, clear and broad. You step onto the rooftop and notice how little you need to do. There is no task to complete, no plan to follow. The city carries on below, in its own calm rhythm, and you are free to simply be here. It can be pleasant to arrive somewhere that asks nothing from you. A seat waits near the center of the roof, shaped to fit the body in a natural way, like it was made by someone who understands rest. A woven blanket lies folded beside it, thin yet warm, and you may find it easy to place it over your lap or over your shoulders, or simply leave it nearby, knowing it is there. Even the choice feels light, as if the night is offering you small comforts with no pressure. You begin a slow exploration, though it is more like letting your attention drift gently from one calm detail to another. The rooftop has small planters built into it, filled with low, soft plants that thrive in this thin Martian air under careful care. Their leaves are broad and velvety, holding tiny beads of moisture that catch the lantern glow. A shallow water dish rests near one planter, not for show, but for the quiet living things that visit at night. The water is still a dark mirror, and it reflects a few early stars. You walk a little, not far, letting your steps find their own pace. The surface beneath you has a faint texture that feels steady and sure. A slight breeze moves along the roofline, cool and mild, and it carries the clean scent of mineral dust and night-blooming growth. The air seems to rest on your skin with a gentle touch, and it is easy to notice how the body can respond to a place that feels safe, held, and calm. When you look out across the Martian city, you see a quiet pattern of lights. Some are soft bands along walkways, some are small dots in windows, warm and low. A few distant vehicles glide along silent tracks, their motion smooth, their pace unhurried. There is no hurry here on the rooftop. There is only the slow turning of time and the steady comfort of being above it all. And then, naturally, your gaze lifts. The stars are clear, bright in a way they seldom are on worlds with thicker air. Here, the night sky has a clean depth, a crisp openness that invites the eyes to rest. A few familiar constellations feel slightly shifted, as if the sky is showing you a known song played in a new key. There is something soothing about that, something that lets the mind loosen its grip on old patterns. You settle into the seat, or perhaps you lean against the curved rim, feeling the quiet strength of the structure. The rooftop supports you with ease. The city below continues its low hum, distant and friendly, like a blanket of sound that does not ask you to listen closely. And as you look up, you begin to imagine the future. Not in a busy way, not in a way that demands answers, but in the gentle manner of daydreams. You might picture this city growing a little, slowly over many seasons. More rooftops like this, more soft lights, more gardens sheltered in glass and warmth. You might imagine people and beings from many places, sharing calm evenings under wide skies, learning one another's quiet customs, exchanging small kindnesses. You may even find that the future feels less like a far-off place and more like a soft horizon, a calm idea, a sense that things can unfold in their own time. You look at one bright star and let it become a simple point of focus. Not a task, just a resting place for the eyes. Then you let your gaze drift to another star, and another, as if your attention is moving across the sky the way a slow boat moves across a quiet lake. It can be nice to notice how the mind follows what the eyes do. How, when the eyes move slowly, thoughts can slow as well. The rooftop offers small sounds. The faint whisper of air along the rim, the tiny settling of warmed material cooling into night, the distant, muted glide of the city. Each sound is soft, rounded, never sharp. Each sound arrives and then fades, and you do not need to hold on to any of them. You notice the gentle repetition of calm elements around you, the curved edge of the roof, the low lantern glow, the broad plants with quiet leaves, the steady city lights, the wide sky. Curves, glow, leaves, lights, sky. Curves, glow, leaves, lights, sky. The repetition does not feel like a pattern to solve. It feels like a lullaby without words, like the night is quietly naming what is safe and steady. As your mind continues to imagine the future, it does so in soft images. You might see new halls built with rounded walls that echo warmly. You might see gardens that bloom under domes, their colours gentle, their fragrances mild. You might see quiet meetings where no one raises a voice, where understanding arrives slowly, without force. You might also notice how little you need to do with any of these images. They can come and they can go, the way clouds pass in a calm sky. And you can let them pass. It is often easy in a place like this to allow the body to become heavier in a pleasant way. The seat supports you. The blanket, if you have chosen it, adds a thin layer of warmth. The night air cools the skin just enough to feel comforting. The eyes soften, the jaw loosens. The shoulders can sink down and away from effort, as if they remember how to rest. And it can be enough to simply notice that, without trying to make it happen. The stars continue to shine, patient and constant. The sky feels very large, and that largeness can take the pressure off the mind. Problems feel small here, far below, far away. Even plans for tomorrow can feel less urgent, less demanding. The rooftop does not ask you to plan. The night does not ask you to solve. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to let the future be the future, and let this moment be only this moment. Again, the calming elements return, as if the environment is gently repeating itself for comfort. The curved rim, the mild lantern light, the quiet plants, the distant city glow, the wide sky. Curved rim, mild light, quiet plants, distant glow, wide sky. Curved rim, mild light, quiet plants, distant glow, wide sky. Even the words in your mind can become smoother, slower, less distinct, until they are more like a warm murmur than clear speech. And when thoughts become less clear, they often become less gripping. They can soften into the background like the city sounds below. The narrative of the evening begins to slow on its own. You no longer need to explore. You have arrived. You have seen what you needed to see. Now there is only the simple act of being held by this rooftop and this sky. Your gaze stays upward, though your eyelids may feel a little heavier now, lowering part way, then lifting again, as if the eyes are practicing how to rest. You might notice that the stars look gentler when seen through half-closed lids, their edges softened, their brightness turned into a mild glow. The future you imagine becomes simpler too, less detail, more feeling, a sense of calm growth, steady and kind, a sense of time moving at a pace that suits you, a sense of belonging, even here, even on this rooftop in an alien city, because quiet places can feel familiar in any world. The rooftop remains steady. The boundary wall curves around you like a protective arm. The lanterns continue their low light without flicker. The plants remain still, their leaves at ease. The city continues, muted and distant. The sky stays open, wide and clear. And in that clear sky, something gentle begins. A faint line moves across the darkness, brief, soft, and clean. A small shooting star, quiet as a thought you do not need to finish. It leaves no tension behind, only a mild sense of wonder. Then another follows. A little higher, a little longer. Still calm, still tender. And then another, as if the sky is offering a slow cascade, one after another. Each one a delicate stroke of light that appears and fades with perfect timing. You do not need to react. You do not need to count. You can simply let the cascade happen above you and let it soothe you in the simplest way, by being beautiful and brief, by coming and going without effort. The shooting stars continue, flowing in a gentle arc, like quiet rain made of light. Each streak is smooth, never harsh, never loud. They arrive, they pass, and the sky returns to its steady depth again and again. And as that calm cascade carries on, it can feel natural to settle even more deeply. The body resting, the mind drifting, the night holding you with patient kindness, while the sky in its own time lets the final soft lines of light glide across the dark and fade into quiet.